The Restoration and Renewal Programme is an incredibly important project, really to make fit for the 21st century this amazing building.
The Palace of Westminster is 150 years old, but many of the mechanical and electrical systems that keep the building running, these are its vital organs, they were installed really in the immediate aftermath of the Second World War. They reached the end of their useful life around about the 1970s or 80s and should have been replaced then, but instead we've adopted a kind of patch and mend approach, so we've now got a building that's full of outdated services that are past the end of their life.
So the Restoration and Renewal Programme needs to replace all the mechanical and electrical systems within the Palace of Westminster. So that's the heating, the cooling, the lighting, the power, everything that you need to run a really big building like this. And every day that goes past we run an ever-increasing risk of catastrophic failure because some of these systems are almost 130 years old. So above me here is a small example of the chaos of cabling and pipework. 240 miles worth of cabling that runs throughout the Palace of Westminster. And the problem is it all restricts access to the pipework and services above, and it all needs to be replaced.
We have about 250,000 people who come on a guided tour here each year. From a visitor perspective, there are lots of challenges in terms of accessibility. One of the most important is disabled access. So for example, if you're in a wheelchair and you're visiting Parliament, you can't actually go into the chamber, whereas an able-bodied visitor can. A disabled visitor also can't go through St Stephen's Hall, which is incredibly historically important. And so one of the really important things is simply to make it an accessible place for everybody.
The good news is that both houses have given us a really clear indication of how they want us to proceed with the programme. They've agreed to move into temporary accommodation during the main works phase on the Palace of Westminster, and they've given us a really clear steer about things like improving access for visitors, improving educational facilities and improving access for disabled people. So that allows us to go away and make a really clear plan for the programme for the next few years. The Palace of Westminster is a unique building. It's part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Restoration and Renewal Programme will preserve the building's heritage for future generations and transform it into a Parliament building that's fit for the 21st century.